What is up, guys? Del Boy here. So Francesco Patera pulls off an upset win over Ritson to win the vacant European lightweight title. First and foremost, what a performance from Francesco Patera. I felt he boxed an excellent fight. Really good. You know, early on in the fight, Ritson started strong, as he always does. He actually, in the first few rounds, in the first 3 to 4 rounds, I felt he looked a little bit tighter than he usually does. You know, in the past, like in the Scotty Cardle fight, he started really reckless. You know, getting caught with silly shots, got hurt in that fight. But in this fight, you know, he was applying pressure early on like he always does, but he was tighter with it. You know, the first, like 2, 3, 4 rounds, I felt Ritson kind of stamped his authority and was ahead. But after like the 4th round, you know, 5th round onwards, Patera really started to come back into it. He really did. Now, in the 5th round, Ritson actually said in the post-fight interview that Patera caught him with a body shot that he never really recovered from. And I can believe that because the 5th round onwards, Patera was like a kind of like a bit of a buzzsaw. And apart from single shots, there wasn't really anything coming back from Ritson. Patera, for my money, was outworking him. He was, you know, quicker on his feet, quicker of hand. You know, he was catching Ritson coming in, punching around the guard, punching under the guard, countering Ritson, working the body exceptionally well. The volume of Patera and the foot movement of Patera gave Ritson a lot of problems, and as the fight wore on, that really was evident. Ritson was coming forward and he was always looking for that one big shot. You know, it really looked like Ritson fell in love with his punching power. You know, he knew he was in a tough fight, but it looked like he was expecting his power to bail him out. That's what it looked like to me. Again, the arrogance of a puncher. You know, when a guy can punch, sometimes when he's losing a fight, he expects that power to come through and for him to land that perfect shot. And, you know, round by round, that perfect shot doesn't come. He's losing round after round after round. And after a while, rounds 10, 11 and 12, he realises he's behind here and, you know, start to panic and there we go. But yeah, Patera boxed a really good fight. I think that has to be stressed. Coming into this fight, I think, you know, the odds were mad. You know, really mad. I think, like, Patera was like 12 to 1 maybe or something like that. And he defied the odds and was remarkable. He's now beaten Edis Tatley, a former European champion and a former world title challenger, in his backyard. And now he's beaten Ritson in his backyard. So Patera, regardless of what he does from here, in his next fight, he deserves a payday. Whether that's a Ritson rematch, I'm not sure, but he deserves a payday. You know, I mentioned in my preview video, Patera, you know, a lot of people felt he beat Sean Dodd. I actually felt he beat Sean Dodd, so it's good to see him get this, I'll be honest. But yeah, regardless of what happens, I would like to see Patera actually, you know, reap the rewards in his next fight. As for Ritson, I'm not going to sit here and say I expected this, because I didn't. I said in my prediction video or my preview video, I expected Ritson to get past Patera. But what I did say was, with Ritson, a lot of people, I mentioned that he was getting overhyped. And I said in my prediction preview video, I felt once Ritson gets past European level, his flaws will then become apparent. You know, I was wrong about that. You know, it happened at European level instead of above it. But, you know, like I say, I mean, defensively, Ritson coming forward, he leaves a lot of gaps, you know. Another thing worth bearing in mind, Ritson he's a guy who, if you look at his career, Scotty Cardle, Robbie Barrett, Joe Murray, you know, Francesco Patera, Paul Hyland, None of these guys are punchers. And we saw what Patera did to Lewis Ritson. What's going to happen when you see a guy face Lewis Ritson with a bit of power? Because Lewis Ritson isn't hard to find. He gets hit a lot. What is going to happen when Lewis Ritson fights a puncher? You know, that's why I was kind of sceptical on Lewis Ritson above European level. But like I say, I was wrong because it happened before European level. But I really expected Ritson to win this fight, I've got to be honest. I have seen Patera in the past, like I mentioned, but, you know, he's clearly got better since that Sean Dodd fight. So credit to him. You know, he deserves all the praise in the world. He boxed an excellent fight and he won the fight. No ifs, ands or buts. I don't want to hear people say, oh, Ritson won. He didn't win that fight. He was outlanded. He was outfought. He was outfought. You know, Patera was better. Patera wasn't the puncher, and he was the guy who was hurting his opponent more. Patera won this fight, and I felt he boxed exceptionally well. Credit to him, credit to his team. They came here and done a job. As for Lewis Ritson, where does he go from here? Does he still hold that British title? I'm not sure. If he does, maybe worth a quick defence of that against somebody a little less formidable, you know, just to kind of regain that confidence. And then after that, to me, jump in a rematch with Patera. Try and right that wrong. You know, I want to see Lewis Ritson try to avenge this loss straight away, pretty much. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Patera, excellent performance. Can't stress that enough. Brilliant showing. What do you guys think? Peace.